The 2025 NBA playoffs are officially here, which means it is time to break down every first round matchup and give you guys my predictions. My play-in takes may not have been the best, but today is a new day, so let's pretend that didn't happen. Before we get started, please do me a big favor and like the video, as it helps me out far more than I think you guys realize, and subscribe for more basketball-related content. I am trying to hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the first round, so let's make that happen. Now, let us get started. Today, we will be covering the Eastern Conference exclusively in order to keep the video relatively brief. The first matchup will be the number 1 Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the number 8 Miami Heat. Miami impressed me mightily by taking down both Chicago and Atlanta on the road in order to get to this matchup. Even without Jimmy Butler, they are a serious team to watch out for, as any given night they could beat somebody. They finished the regular season shooting over 40% from deep in their last 10 games and carried that momentum into the play-in matches. If they can keep shooting well, they are obviously going to score a ton. Cleveland was the best team in the league for most of the year before slipping a bit down the stretch, but they still managed to finish the regular season with the most prolific offense in the league at 121 points per 100. They achieved this thanks to their league-leading 2-point shooting and second in the league 3-point shooting. They were also top 10 in rebounding, assists, and avoiding turnovers. They have an extremely well-rounded offense led by the talented guard duo Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, plus their elite interior duo of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Plus, at the trade deadline, they shored up their wing rotation with the addition of DeAndre Hunter. That is a lot of firepower and defensive prowess. Miami has Tyler Hero, who is a real all-star caliber shot creator, but beyond him, it gets a lot shakier fast, as contributors like Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, and Davion Mitchell are alright, but they are just not reliable big-time playoff guys. Though I think Miami is a good team, I don't think they really have any shot at beating the Cavaliers. I have them winning this series in 4 games. Up next, the number 2 Boston Celtics will be taking on the number 7 Orlando Magic. Starting with the underdogs, I wanted to say the Magic looked dominant defensively in their play-in matchup. They entered that game with Atlanta with a game plan and stuck to it. Jonathan Isaac, Anthony Black, and Wendell Carter Jr. were superb. Defense is their bread and butter. But what I am worried about with them is the fact that Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner were so ineffective in that game and throughout the regular season, if we're being honest. Orlando cannot rely on their role guys to get hot. Even against Atlanta, the game went from a 20-point lead down to 3 in a hurry. Boston is the most explosive and dangerous team in the league on offense. They rank first in all of the NBA with an average of 50 3-point tries per 100, which is 8 more than second place. And they make them at an above league average clip as well. Plus, Boston shoots within the top 6 of the league in free throw percentage and shots within 3 feet percentage. They seek out the highest value shots and they make them at a deadly clip. Even if Orlando is scheming correctly, rotating fast, and always there to contest, the Celtic players are just too good at making their shots. Jason Tatum is one of the deadliest 3-level shot creators in the sport. Him playing alongside Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard is unfair. Plus, defensively, they give Orlando a run for their money as they rank 3rd in the league in defending the 3. Remember, Orlando ranks 30th in the league at knocking down those shots. Boston also surrenders the 5th fewest looks within 3 feet thanks to guys like Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, and even Luke Cornett. Boston also allows the fewest free throws in the sport, but Orlando does average the most attempts, so there will be a little bit of a battle between a rock and a hard place there. I really like the energy Orlando showed down the stretch of the regular season and in the play-in, but effort will only take you so far. Boston is a true championship contender, and there is no way they lose a game to Orlando. Give me the Celtics in 4. The third matchup will be the number 3 New York Knicks taking on the number 6 Detroit Pistons. Two squads with very different expectations. New York enters the matchup as a very well-rounded team looking to contend, decked out with win-now guys in their prime. Everyone expected to get minutes in their rotation ranges from 24 to 30 years of age, whereas the Pistons are more so just happy to be here, if we're being honest, and their rotation features 4 guys under 24 and 3 guys over 30. New York is the higher seed and surely will be the betting favorite, but this is a trendy upset pick for good reason. Jalen Brunson is returning from an injury that saw him miss 15 straight regular season games leading up to the final week of the regular season. If he is not able to move as well as he needs to, then he will have a hard time finding shots, and if he isn't a threat on offense, then he is pretty useless on the court. Thankfully, he has some very talented teammates who have come alive lately. Karl Anthony Towns has been spectacular all year long, scoring in all 3 levels, especially from deep. Late arrival Landry Shamet has become a reliable long-range marksman, and Mitchell Robinson has become the boost to their defense and rim rolling they have been needing. One of New York's greatest strengths is they rank second in the entire NBA in percentage of field goal attempts within 3 feet. Having good finishers who can roll or cut to the rim and grab offensive rebounds will definitely come in handy against Detroit, who is a lot smaller inside. The Pistons rebound well as a team, especially thanks to those high motor small fives Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart. But the playoffs are a different beast, and neither of those guys have any experience here or are good rim protectors to begin with. Detroit will be leaning heavily on team defense, which is how they got here. They have long athletic wings in Asar Thompson and Ron Holland who do a great job keeping opponents out of the paint, helping them allow the 4th fewest shots within 3 feet in the NBA. But Detroit needs offense if they want to win this series, and that is where they will turn to veterans Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris, as well as their superstar Cade Cunningham. Unfortunately, apart from a few shooters, the Pistons don't really have any major strengths offensively, as they rank pretty average across the board in most important categories. Cade carves around orchestrating sets using screens and does his best to find shooters and layups, but nobody else is a reliable shot creator. New York's 3-and-D trio of Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart will make the Pistons' lives miserable. The Knicks ranked within the top 6 of the league in surrendering the fewest if both free throws and three-pointers during the regular season. Ultimately, I feel as though New York has too much talent to lose to such an inexperienced Detroit team. Though Detroit has a couple guys who could get hot, New York just has too many counters to offset what they do. I am picking the Knicks to win this series, and I am picking it to be in 4 games. And the final matchup of the first round in the East, we have the number 4 Indiana Pacers taking on the number 5 Milwaukee Bucks. 2 teams with a lot to prove. For Indiana, they made the conference finals last year, but have been treated as frauds ever since. Milwaukee, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight playoff series, so everyone is worried about what Giannis Antetokounmpo may be doing in the future. Both have something they desperately need to prove this year. Starting with Indiana's strengths, they have earned the reputation of being one of the most prolific, fast-paced offenses in the league, as they ranked within the top third of the NBA in both scoring and three-point shooting, as well as within the top 5 in true shooting percentage. However, this year they have settled for long twos a bit too much for my liking, as they rank 3rd in the league in percentage of attempts beyond 10 feet within the arc. Weirdly enough, Milwaukee is also settling for this shot too much for my liking, as they find themselves 4th in the league. This means that in these games, both sides will need to find ways to set up more drives to the hoop and three-pointers. Both Indiana and Milwaukee rank within the top 8 in three-point shooting percentage. The Bucks especially have been really hot lately, knocking down 42% of their looks over their final 10 games of the season. They have 5 guys in their rotation hitting over 40% of their threes in Taurean Prince, AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., and Ryan Rollins. Giannis always plays best with space, and lately without Lillard, the ball has been in his hands more than ever, rekindling the point Giannis fire of his early days. Nobody wishes for health scares, but the Bucks have gone 10-4 without Lillard, including wins over 6 postseason teams. This recipe on the floor may be what is best for them to succeed, believe it or not. They also do a great job defensively. as they force the furthest distance shots on average in the league thanks to their interior defenders highlighted by Giannis and Brook Lopez. The Bucks also do an excellent job closing out on three-point shooters thanks to their quick and long guards, as they have the 6th best three-point defense in the league. Trying to limit Giannis will be a must for Indiana, and though Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner match up well with him physically, the reality is that no man can do this job alone. When they inevitably have to send help, somebody else will be open, which will result in even more open looks. But Indiana earned the higher seed for a reason. They themselves do a great job defensively, ranking top 5 in running guys off the three-point line and top 10 in opponent three-point shooting percentage. And offensively, they have firepower too. Tyrese Halliburton, Siakam, and Turner are all extremely high-efficiency scorers who can defend their positions well. If Siakam and Turner can avoid foul trouble caused by Giannis, which is a very difficult task, then the game will be decided by who makes their shots. But the Bucks are cooking and have the 3rd greatest player in the league. Because of this, I am predicting the Bucks to win this series in 6 games. It will be a brutal back and forth with some major highlight moments, but I like what the Bucks have going for them. So there you have it, my final Eastern Conference Round 1 predictions. I am really excited to watch some great basketball this year, and I hope you guys are too. Also, I apologize if this video is not uploaded prior to the start of the Game 1s. You know how Easter weekend is, there's a lot of family time, not a lot of time to work on YouTube videos, but we are going to try to beat the Game 1s going forward. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you have not already. I will see you all next time.